Welcome to DubLife Diaries, the podcast where passion meets the open road. I'm Joe Person, your host and also a lifelong dubber. Buckle up because this ride is just beginning. This podcast is sponsored by Volksmania Magazine. Good times, great cars, awesome Volksmaniacs. Visit Volksmania.com to learn more about this class-leading VW magazine. Welcome back to DubLife Diaries. Today's episode is not just about custom cars. This one's about grit, it's about family, and it's about building something real from the ground up. They've turned a backyard shop into a full-blown movement. They've restored cars that carry legacies. They've raised kids named Lincoln, Shelby, and Catalina, and even built a parade float named, and I like this one, Bodie McBoatface. And I love all the energy and attention that this Bodie McBoatface is getting. The reason why it's important, well, because it's built on a VW chassis. But this story isn't just about horsepower and happy endings. It's also about health scares, about mental breakdowns, about losing everything and choosing to fight, just like they're sitting there together. Now, she's a former lab tech turned into a custom car queen. He's a driver turned builder with a Mustang-sized heart. Together, they run NVT Rod and Custom, and they're raising the next generation of creators along the way. Please welcome to the podcast, Justin and Claudia Still. What's up, guys? Before we dive in, I always like to give a shout out or give some thanks to my sponsors. First up on the list, Volksmania Magazine. I feel like they are the most amazing VW magazine on the face of the planet. The quality of the pages, the gloss, the everything. www.volksmania.com. Use DubLife10. That's DUBLIFE, the number 1 or 0, and that you'll give you 10% off of your subscription. Also, Salty Dub, www.saltydub.com. Events and VW swag. Give those guys a shout. Check them out. All right, guys, excited for this one. Back to you. I got a big family, bunch of kids. I got 5 kids. So when I got in touch with you guys, I started digging around the Facebook page and stuff a little bit. And I'm like, man, this is going to be a fun episode. Bunch of kids, and you guys have all kinds of stuff going on and a ton of energy around what you're doing. So Claudia, I want to start with you. Take me back to that high school shop class. Tell me, did you expect that would change your life?
No. I was not expecting that I would still be doing things with cars a gazillion years later. Did not. I thought it was just going to be an easy A. That's it. I grew up working on cars. My dad's an 18-wheeler mechanic. Thought, okay, it'll be easy. And from that, it turned into an internship at Toyota at 16, and that's where I met Justin. That's the end. That's pretty much where it's
rolling downhill.
Yeah.
And Justin, your take was pretty early with cars, yeah? 13?
Yes. When I was 13, my dad and I picked up a Project 66 Mustang that I've learned everything on.
Do you still have the
Still
car?
has it.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Still have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll never get rid of that car.
It's Lincoln's. It's Lincoln's.
It's Lincoln's or Shelby's, whoever fights for it, whoever gets it first, I guess. They both fight over it now.
Now, you guys met, right, in a pretty awesome way. Tell me about how you guys met, and give me the story, the backstory there.
Well, we both went to the same school at different times, but through the auto shop class, we both did internships at dealerships, and it happened to be Toyota. He started as a service advisor, and I went in as a mechanic apprentice. And so
super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of traded roles there on that one.
Yeah.
Instead of her being inside, I was inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done a service role like that way back in the day for, I believe it was a Honda dealership, service writer, I believe is what it was.
That's what I was.
And,
Yep.
Yeah. I had fun with that job.
It was all right. You
Yeah.
got to be the middleman between the customer and the mechanic.
Well, there's something special about that, though. I feel like the person that can communicate those repairs and communicate that outcome, it's a special somebody. right? You
And
got to
that's what helped hone me with my customer skills on starting this business.
Yeah.
A lot of my guys that work with me say, hey, why do you talk so much to these customers? Why are you doing this? Like, this is how you have to treat a customer. You treat them as a friend, because that's essentially what they end up becoming.
Again, a communications and a sales trainer as a professional, it's what I do full time. There's magic in that for sure. To be able to, I guess, just communicate with somebody and allow them to understand the dealership's point of view and what's happening. And then you being the middleman to have to understand their point of view and almost explain that to the dealership or the guys out in the shop,
Definitely.
or in this case, your wife that was out in the shop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's absolutely
yeah.
awesome. When did you guys start to really, realize that this was, possibly going to be a lifelong relationship?
Probably just after a few months, I decided.
How about you, Claudia?
She's still trying to make up her mind.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out how he tricked me into this. Crazy.
Hey, we were just talking about his communication abilities. So
That's
yeah.
true.
Justin's a closer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, Justin, you were a driver before you became a car builder, right? Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, it probably started from a little bit of influence from her father being a truck driver and truck mechanic. And he mentioned to me, hey, go do Hot Shot, make X amount of money. It's a fairly simple job for what it is. And started doing that for almost 10 years. And I loved it. It was a paid vacation because I did so many long hauls. I've got to travel all over the US, see everything, and get paid to see everything. So that was a great occupation. I loved it. I've learned so much, got to see so much different cultures that are all in the US that I've had to go meet and deal with. Some sketchy places, some great places.
Yeah, I bet.
And he would pin all the places where all the car graves were, all the cool cars, and he still has the pins
On my phone. I'm saved on my map. It's like, okay, this car's here. This car's here.
Dude, what a cool opportunity to be able to do that. You got somebody looking for a certain something, you go back through pins.
Yes. Oh yeah, that's what I saved them for. That way I know, like, hey, you need this car. I know where it's at. Let's go get it.
He knows where they're rust free. He knows where not to get them out.
There's a lot of good ones in Wyoming.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going back to Wyoming anytime soon.
I love Wyoming though.
A lot of good ones in Colorado too. I spent about 12 years out there, and the lack of moisture in the air. There's really, gosh, man, the cars are so dry there. There's really, there's some rust, but not like here in the South where I'm at, and maybe not down where you guys are at. Yeah,
we get the same temperatures y'all have.
Yeah, we get rust buckets here. Some of them are too far gone to even do anything with.
Oh yeah, there's many times where I've gone to Rifle, Colorado, on the other side of the Rockies, and there's cars just laying around abandoned. Everybody says they're too far gone. Like, that is a perfect project car.
Yeah, you're like, far gone. I could take a pressure washer of that thing and clean it up.
Yes. Hit it with a Scoff Bright pad and some CLR, it'll look brand new.
Yeah, we pressure wash these cars down here, they fall apart.
Yes.
But what he calls far gone is different from like normal people far gone. Okay.
All right.
Because his far gone can look like Swiss cheese, and he still will say, yeah, he'll say, oh, I can fix it.
Okay.
There's nothing that's in it.
So that's
There's no metal.
That's probably where when I say something's far gone, it's coming from not somebody that has a lot of experience with body work or anything like that.
All right.
If it just looks too far gone, man, I'm gonna call it. Or if it has structural issues. But
I pulled an old Model A truck cab out of the mud, thinking it was stuck in the mud. The bottom foot of that vehicle is missing. So I'm like, well, it's just metal. It's a free truck. I rebuilt it all. Couldn't tell the difference.
Yeah. I was like, that's Swiss cheese. There's nothing left.
It's still salvageable. There's still half a vehicle there.
And Claudia, you were juggling Exxon and the shop, right? Tell me, just talk to me a little bit about that time.
So Justin was pretty smart. He found himself a sugar mama that could help him out and fund his toys. And so he was able to retire, per se, from driving and go and build his cars. Well, I got tired of buying parts because they get expensive. And I said, no, thank you. And he had to start his own fixing other people's cars. because I was juggling his stuff plus working shift work with Edson.
Right.
And then at the same time raising some kids in between.
Yes, we'll get to
So
that. in just a
I
couple
was like,
minutes.
Yeah, she cut me off.
So yeah, he always says that I cut him off, and I'm like, no.
She cut me off, so I had to start my own business to fund my own toys. And
Yeah.
now I have no time to work on my own toys.
Now you have your own business, and where are all the toys?
They're still there.
They're in the boneyard,
All right.
just waiting their turn to be built.
Yes. Okay. Well, that's coming eventually for sure.
I hope so.
Let's talk about this VW bus. Give me some of the details of it. You say it's the original family?
Yes, they still have the original sales brochures, the original paper license plates, the temporary plates from when it was purchased. 1969. It's a camper bus, and they paid $3,914 for it. Now I add a couple zeros to the end of it, and
Yeah, for sure.
but they drove it back and forth from Houston area. They'd go to Galveston quite a bit for their little vacation. This short, quick vacation. They were only an hour away from the beach. And their big trips, they would go all the way up to Minnesota several times in that vehicle. It still has the Minnesota State Park sticker from 1970 on the windshield.
Now, is this still owned by that family, or is it your bus now?
The granddaughter of the original owners is in possession. Well, we're in possession, but she's the owner of it right now. And she wants to keep it, but she financially just can't keep it. She doesn't have anywhere to park it, and she can't drive a standard.
Man, and it's a nice bus, huh?
Oh, yes. When we pulled it out of the barn, we actually had to dig out some of the floor of the barn to get it out because the dirt had raised up so much over the decades, it wouldn't clear the top of the door. So once we finally drug it out of there and gave it a good bath, I'm like, this thing's got tons of life in it. Underneath it, considering as close as the Gulf as it was on a crushed oyster shell floor,
Wow.
rust free. Couple spots of surface rust here and there from rock chips and debris over the decades.
Yeah.
But very, very clean. Just as good as the outside of the vehicle.
And is this bus listed anywhere for sale, or is this something where people just have to get in touch with you guys?
They can get in touch with us, but it's also been on Facebook Marketplace for quite a while now in the Houston area, and I believe we have it listed in the Austin area also.
Man, something I've noticed even in the last, I'd say 6 months, is just the market is super soft right now.
Yes, very much so. We took it to Mecum Auctions here in Houston a couple months back. Every vehicle there went for hardly nothing, but the Volkswagens, they were going for less than what they were worth, even on a bad day. This one only made it up to $8,000. I can't let this thing go for that price. Yeah, that's the same.
Yeah, no.
Like, no.
I'd go sell one of my kids to buy it for $8,000.
Yes.
That's a steal. But yeah, I see that right now in the market, and it, for a buyer or somebody looking to make some moves, it's a great thing.
Now's the time.
Yeah, but for those of us that have, that are holding, it's terrible. It seems
fluctuates all the time. It'll get back up there again.
Oh yeah, for sure. Right now is a good time to buy, though.
Yes.
Are you guys comfortable with sharing what you're asking for it? Because I'm sure this will be reaching a lot of listeners.
Yeah, I think 20,000's fair for it.
Okay, and it's
that's the good value price of here in the Texas area. California, it's worth almost double, but here in the Texas area, 20,000 is about what they go for, and we think that's a fair price.
Yeah, I think so too.
Where else are you going to find something well documented like this that's still, I'd say, 90% original?
Single and original owner.
Yes. Yeah. With all the original documents. You're not going to find that anywhere else.
No.
You're paid for the history and the story of it with it.
And the bus is worth that by itself, I think.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Yeah. Well, good stuff.
The customer is not looking to make a lot of money off of the owner of it. She just wants it to go to a home that's actually going to use it. She doesn't want it to get parked somewhere like it did the last 30 years.
Yeah. Well, you guys are in a good spot. I think this will ring some people. You may even hear from some folks.
It's not getting its worth just sitting here at the shop with a cover over it.
And in the Texas marketplace, it's like you depend on Facebook to have other people see this. It's not like, eBay or Auto Trader, where if you're going in and looking for VW buses, it's going to pull up no matter what. Location and preferences and all of these things are kind of filtering Plus
Yes.
whatever, the powers to be at Facebook, if they want to put that in front of somebody, they will. Most of the time, from what I've seen, they really don't, unless you want to
No, they
pay.
do not.
It's crazy.
Yes. And we've listed vehicles before on eBay. You don't always get what you're wanting for. So we're on this one. We're like, well, we're not rushing to sell it. We don't have to go that route because we've sold vehicles. One vehicle to Japan. We sold another vehicle to Australia on eBay.
Nice.
And this one, the customer's like, well, we'll just sit on it until somebody buys it.
Yeah. I mean, good. And should. I like that. Hold. All right, let's touch on the kids. So you've got Lincoln, you've got Shelby, and you've got Catalina. Did I say those names right?
Yes.
So what's it been like raising these kids around, a garage style environment? I mean, I can see some of the videos and pictures and it looks hella fun, but I want to hear from your side of it.
It's fun, but it's stressful and hectic. If we have a shiny vehicle in the shop and the kids come in there, especially like right now, Catalina, she's got a wrench and she's heading towards going, nope, stop what you doing. Don't touch that. Or Shelby, he's at the point now, when we go to car shows or even other cars in the shop, he'll go up, try to climb, like, oh, these aren't our cars. This one over here can climb in. Not this one, but
So
they want to wrench on all of these cars.
He's desensitized, right?
Yes.
To a show car.
Especially Lincoln.
Because he's
Our
around.
oldest, he's 10. And we go to car shows or you see an old car, everybody's like, oh, that's cool. Look at that. He's like, see this every day. So he is, what's he said, desensitized. Lincoln is very desensitized on cool custom vehicles, unfortunately.
Shelby expects you to let him get in the line. I mean, it's Shelby.
And every time we go somewhere on like if I'm going test drive, let me go. It's like, all right, hop in, let's go on test drive. You can actually see to your left the little Formula V race car with number 4 on it. Yes, that's him in there as soon as the little red one.
Yeah.
As soon as that vehicle showed up on the trailer, he's instantly, I want in. And we're like, all right, buddy, hop on in. The customer was having fun with it. He enjoyed it.
Let's talk about Lincoln. Has his own art gallery, right?
He does. He's been featured at the Creativity Show, which is a great place for him. And he's also been the news. I started him off very young, learning him how to paint. It was just like a hobby of me with him, teaching him techniques and different stuff. And later I found out that there's little kid markets. And so we're like, oh, we should try that. You're getting into painting. And we're very much avid readers. So we're teaching him that there's beauty in imperfections, and he didn't have to be critiquing himself so hard with his artwork. So he started his own company called Lincoln's Beautiful Oops, from a book that's called Beautiful Oops. And they're my beautiful oopses. So he's been very, very good finding creative ways, showcase his new talent, and still incorporating, he's obsessed with cats. So like most of his paintings will have cats in them. And from that, he's actually become collector. Like people like collect his artwork on markets every year. And from that, he started getting into 3D printing. But so he invested his own money and he bought himself a 3D printer, learned it, and then invested again and bought himself like a big boy 3D printer. And so from that, now he's helping his dad build parts. He's learning how to design and
make a little knob that he 3D printed for an AC on a 58 Porsche.
Oh, cool, man. Look at that. Amazing.
Behind us is some of his art gallery.
Yeah, I was going to ask.
Yep. This is his artwork, and that some of the stuff that he works on, we've displayed. He's also working on a few car paintings right now.
These were this morning.
So for some of his customers.
Oh, cool. The 57 Bel Air. Yeah.
And then he's got another one that is a station wagon that he's also working on. So these are his rough drafts. And then you'll start perfecting it layer by layer.
Those are actually the customers of those gave us their tickets for the Hot Rod Tour of Texas that we were on. They said, hey, we want Lincoln to be there. So they gave us the tickets. So in return, he's painting their cars for them.
Yeah. Surprise.
Now, I'm going to switch gears for a second on you. And Claudia, I want to touch on your health. I know you had mentioned that you had some issues with your health. When your health collapsed and everything started to unravel, what gave you the motivation to keep things going? How'd you keep things going?
Going over those questions, I was like, oh my God, it's therapy all over again.
Yeah.
And it's bittersweet because today's actually the 1 year anniversary of the chemical exposure that I had to my hands from Exxon. It was very debilitating to my hands, and it created so many health issues. Like, no matter what kept me going was, as I have 3 little babies that are still dependent on me. I have a husband that's still dependent on me. Like, no matter what I'm going through, there's people that need me. So that's my main motivation. That's what drives me still now, to get better and to lead by example for them. So
She's one tough mom.
And usually they are, man. If they can have a bunch of kids and they show us up, no problem.
I get a boo-boo on my finger and I cry.
That's right. I was just gonna say I get sick and I end up in bed all day. I'm like, honey, I need tissues.
oh yeah.
my, my wife, she's not like that. She don't complain about much and doesn't ask for much, and she's mama bear. That's yeah.
Moms are tough. They're a whole another breed.
So how are you now?
It's still an ongoing thing, and it's pain every day, but now I'm having to find better ways to creatively source what I want to do. So Lincoln is a great helper, and he's teaching Shelby how to do the same, and Catalina is also, like, they're getting better at helping me with things around here. So, and just being able to ask for help, I think, is one of the biggest things, because I tend to not ask for.
Yeah, and that's probably part of your DNA, how you're wired. You know, some people can ask for help, no problem. Others feel, I hate asking for help. I'd rather do it myself. It's not a matter of opinion or limiting beliefs or anything like that. It's how you're wired. And again, I teach personality profiles in part of what I do professionally, and it's a very real thing, to understand that some people make decisions based on how they're wired, not based on what their wants are. So,
Thanks.
yeah, yeah. So Justin, to shift gears, and again, I'll preface this with, most people aren't openly willing to talk about this, so I really appreciate that you are, because mental health is a very serious thing.
Yeah.
No, being committed to a mental health facility is probably not something that's easy, or, that is going to be easy for you to talk about, but talk to us a little bit about that. I'm sure there might even be listeners that would benefit from this. What was your turning point?
Honestly, what really kind of caught me on to realizing that, hey, I'm the problem here, but I think I can fix all this. I went to, I was going somewhere bad at that time. It wasn't going to end well. Like, hey, you know what? This movie's out. I want to go see this movie first. So I went and saw Ferrari, about Mr. Ferrari and how he started, and saw how his life went. That helped a lot. That was the first time it helped a lot, just seeing how he started his business from nothing and everything he dealt with starting that business and what turned him into. He was just focused on work, didn't care about anything else, became narcissist, just ended up being a terrible person. And I started seeing that, hey, that's what I'm starting to become. So when I saw that, that was the first stage, I believe, to realizing, hey, I've got a problem. And then after that, finally listening to Claudia, as I should have done to begin with, like every husband listening to your wife there in our.
Wait, let's back up a sec. Every successful husband, every successful, yeah, because the ones that don't listen, they're not successful.
Right. Yeah. Listen to your wife.
Yeah.
Don't waste your time. I got into a bad spot again. Wasn't happy with the way things were going in life. Overwhelmed with the beginning of the business, just how busy I've gotten, and it has just engulfed my life, and I wasn't happy anymore, even though the business was doing great. And she was going to force me to be committed if I wouldn't willingly do it. And she said, hey, you either go to this place or we're going to drag you to this place. So I said, fine, let's go. I'm going to do this. Wasn't thrilled about it, but going to this mental hospital for a week was a life-changing experience. Realized I have an addiction. I need to kick that addiction out, because when I first went to there, it was mainly alcohol addicts there. And they did several AA meetings, and I attended them just to see what's going on.
Sure.
And I basically, as they started speaking about this stuff, I realized, hey, I can replace alcohol with cars, because cars took over my life. I didn't care about my family, nothing. Just cars, cars, cars. I didn't think that's a bad addiction, but after seeing that there with the alcohol, like, hold on, I'm doing the same thing they're doing, but with cars.
Wow. What an observation.
Yes.
Wow. I mean, that's
And while I was there, I'm not a big reader. I don't read much. I like to look at pictures, the typical guy stuff.
yeah. Can't sit there long enough.
Claudia gave me a book to read called The Game of Life and How to Play It. And it was written by a woman, I believe in the 40s, wasn't it? Or the 30s. And it still applies perfectly to things today. Reading that book changed my outlook on quite a few things in life. I recommend anybody, even if you're not having struggles, read that book. It is a great book. It will change your outlook on life for the greater good, like just positivity on everything.
Mm.
And still struggle time to time, but that's whenever I do struggle, she's here to knock me in the back of the head and get me back where I need to be.
What did therapy help you guys understand about yourselves and about each other to get to where you're at today?
Since there was, you say what you got to say, you can't interrupt each other. So her saying things that she felt about me that I was doing, or how she feels about things, opened my mind up quite a bit, because these are things that I wasn't seeing or thinking, since she thinks she's a woman. She's wired different than I am. Stuff that was brought out, like, oh, I didn't realize I was doing this. I didn't realize I was causing this problem, or didn't realize she's hiding so much because she doesn't want to know, anyone to know that she's in pain or that she needs help. So for me, that's what helped a lot in therapy.
Claudia?
And I think for me, it's still a struggle now to just be able to say, hey, like, I need help with these. And yeah, it's something that you can't be mad at him. It's have expectations that are not said. We think that we're like, hey, we live in the same household. You don't see everything. Like, you want me to tell you what I need help with? Like, if I have to tell you what to help me with, like, that's making another task for me. Like, just pick something, pick anything. But being upset about that and realizing, hey, like, it's not a mind reader, and still working on the trust, working on the communication, and realizing, hey, those kids are watching. And however you are doing with each other, they are watching, and that's how they're going to be with it. The relationships they are going to expect to be the norm.
Becoming a positive influence.
Yeah.
For when they get married or whatever they end up doing further on the life of the couple.
I learned that myself in my own life, was that the actions that I participated in meant more than any words I ever said to my kids. What they saw from me and my behavior was what they became, not what I told them was supposed to be. So I learned, I've been with my wife 25 years. I learned probably the second or third year in, like, damn, I'm going to have to change everything and be, this, and not talk about this. That's where I guess that term actions speak louder than words. I think that's where it probably is rooted. But yeah, tons of adversity, lost a job, lost your insurance, you have health issues, but you kept building and kept supporting the dream. Or that's got to come from some, internal inspiration. Is there something that anchors you to beside your kids that keeps you pushing?
Oh, yeah. Well, as a kid, I would play with my Legos and my Hot Wheels and my Erector sets. And that was my dream. Hey, when I'm older, I want my own shop to work on classic cars and custom vehicles. Well, I was always told you can't do that. You have to wait till you retire, and then you can play with all that. And I've been determined since then to do that. It took me longer than I expected, but I finally got there. But that's what pushes me to do this. That, and someone's got to keep these old cars going. And
Right
well,
on.
I guess while I'm here on this earth, someone has to keep these old beaters on the road. And hopefully my kids will follow at least one of my kids hopefully will follow in our footsteps.
Yeah, out of 5, I've got 1 interested. The other one's not. And again, it's not what I say thing. It's, I got 1 kid that doesn't mind sweating, bleeding, busting his knuckles up, laying on the ground and getting under the car. He comes with me when we do work on some of these cars. Sometimes he'll come with and, be engaged and be learning. The other ones, nah, I'm good, Dad. I'm good.
Is that your second one?
Yeah, I hear. It's okay.
Yeah. Oh, that's what? Shelby. That's the first.
Yes.
It's
identical.
those second kids, the ones that
It's my second boy. I do have a
Yeah?
daughter. My daughter is my first, but it is my second boy. So it's actually the third, but my daughter, not interested at all. Like not even a tiny bit. I do all these rides and shows and stuff down here. We've got all this energy and stuff. She rarely even wants to participate. But
Yeah.
it's cool, man. It's I'm not gonna be upset with them because they don't want to come hang out with Dad in his old cars.
You can't force them. If you try to force them into it, they're just going to hate it even more.
Exactly. I feel that. All right, so I want to talk about Bodie McBoatface. I know this was part of the intro, but you guys took what I see as an older ski nautique or some type of a ski boat, but a free boat on Facebook Marketplace, and you mounted it on top of a VW. Man, give me the details. I want to hear about this thing. Where did the inspiration come from, and how did this thing come together?
Well, what started all the idea of that is a year before to that. If you look to your right, there is Van Gogh, the art bus, and he invited us to the Houston Art Car Parade after we worked on his van. And once we were there, the kids had a blast. Lincoln absolutely loved it. So fast forward to this past year now, we're like, hey, let's build something. What are we going to do? Let's build something for the show. This is going to be fun. Well, we have all these Volkswagen chassis. We've got motors. We have everything laying around to do the mechanical aspect. But what body are we going to put on top of this thing? It's got to be something crazy. And I don't know why, but ever since I was a kid, I wanted to have a driving boat. I do remember in high school, a major Texas car show, which was Texas Heat Wave at the time. There was a boat that won the burnout contest. So I'm like, hey, I've always wanted to do that. That looked amazing. And so that's how the idea of it came up together.
I watched some of the
of course, Lincoln's an artist, so
Yeah.
Yep. I built it. He decorated it, designed it, and everything.
Yeah, I saw that. I watched that on a couple of the news video things I saw on your guys' Facebook. Such a cool thing. So that is part of parades and local stuff now. Is that the shop truck now?
Basically, yes. We're working on making it street legal. That's the next project. That's why we chose that chassis. We have a title for that chassis.
Okay.
So what's the difference between a fiberglass boat body and a fiberglass dune buggy body?
Shape.
Should be able to get it registered. Shouldn't be an issue.
Right. As long as they can read
whatever else on it.
Yeah. Crazy, man.
Yeah. And it's so too bad. I didn't have to stretch the frame out any. The pans on that chassis were rotten. So I basically built a tubular chassis out of it, the same shape as the Volkswagen pans, just wider. And no, I couldn't find any instructions how to mount a boat to a Volkswagen chassis. So after I started cutting away little by little, basically the whole floor of the boat was gone. And I just had to make tabs to bolt the body down to it, which wasn't too bad. Hard part was cutting all that god-awful fiberglass. That was terrible.
I bet. Turning a boat into a car.
Yeah, and it took us, 2 weeks to do it? 2 to 3 weeks?
a little bit longer.
Okay. It was less than a month.
What is the model of the boat, just for the listener so they can envision this?
Boat itself, it's a 81 or it was an 83, I can't recall, ski nautique. So
it was ski boat. It was a ski nautique. Yeah, yes. Okay.
Yeah. So it was a retro ski boat. It looked great.
Yeah.
But it was just completely rotten. But that's sitting on the ground now with that 80s, early 90s colors vibe, bright and vibrant, glitter flake and black lights all over it. At night, it's a different beast. It is a rave boat at night. It is cool. Yeah.
Rave. I haven't heard that name in a few years.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. I saw the videos, and what's even cooler is the kids are involved.
Yes, that's the main reason doing it. Lincoln really wants nothing to do with hands-on in the shop. He doesn't like to get out there and get dirty, to get hot. This got him into the shop, but it was fun seeing him, his cousins, even Shelby and Catalina out there in the shop having something here. Touch it, paint it. You're not going to scratch it. You're not going to mess up a paint job. Get your fingers dirty. So there's handprints and everything buried in all that paint from all the kids.
Yeah.
Runs all over it, but
Yeah.
they did it and they had fun doing it.
Yeah.
Going to the shows and him explaining to people what he's done and the techniques. He's so technical on things, and it's just amazing seeing him, his confidence just skyrocket with all of these things. And I can't imagine like such a cool childhood. I didn't get this. I got to work on 18 wheelers. Like,
I don't think he realizes how cool his life is.
no, he does.
He will.
He's grateful for
Hey,
it.
Yeah.
He is.
He probably will. If he doesn't now, he will one day. And I know that for sure. I didn't come from that background either. Zero mechanical stuff going on. If my dad needed something done, he had to pay for it. That's not my dad does antiques and fine jewelry. So, he's a master craft of a different, completely different thing other than cars. He's always been, drive a car for 2 years, get a new one. I don't want to have any problems. If you drive an old Volkswagen, you have to be okay with problems because you're going to face them.
Yes, especially oil leaks.
Especially oil leaks.
Yeah.
If you still have oil.
Yes, if it's not leaking oil, it doesn't have oil.
That's
Oh my
exactly what I'm
God.
saying. So you guys, the shop's growing from our previous conversation in the notes. You guys have some new apprentices. You're launching a body shop. You have the upholstery center, right? Tell me what's the big dream for NVT at this point?
Building our legacy. We're trying to showcase what we have acquired, our skills that we have acquired, and now passing them on to the next generation so that all these old cars will continue being on the road. That's the ultimate goal. And for us, for our children to grow up all around this and realize, like, if you take care of the old things, like, they will last. You don't have to get a brand new plastic disposable car. Not saying that there's something wrong with it, but these cars, like, they're not the past, and being able to like be part of it and bring it back to life is just one of the cool things that I think we can leave our kids with.
And another thing she says is, let's give Gas Monkey a run for their money.
Hey,
She wants to be bigger.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, I'm yeah.
well, that's the dream. The dream is to scale. To get
Yes.
You guys are hiring people. You have people in roles, and that's how you do it. I teach that on a professional level, how to scale, in-home service companies. And a lot of times what I detect and what I see with a lot of owners is that they are in their own way. They have to delegate some of the tasks and find people that that can handle those tasks. And that's what really truly makes the difference in a lot of shops that can grow and scale versus ones that can't. It's their ability to hire talent. So, good
That's
stuff.
some of the issues I'm having because I've never dreamed of having employees.
Right.
So now that I have apprentices that have a little bit of knowledge on how to work on vehicles, I'm having to learn, hey, wait, I don't have to do this. Let them do it. Let them learn, and we'll work together.
Yeah.
And I can work on this. So I'm having to learn how to be a boss.
Yeah. Yeah. It's good. Get a few leadership books, and just know that if somebody ever doesn't work out, it's your fault, not theirs.
Yeah.
And that's I think that's probably spoken from the most leadership advantage possible. There's a lot of self-reflection in leadership. There's a lot of it's not really about me. It's about them. And to grow a business, you really have to be able to get out of your own way. So nice to
I
hear.
want my employees to make as much money, if not as close as much money as I make. I want them to be successful out of this and make a lifelong career.
Right.
I don't want them to have to worry about feeding their families. I don't want them to have to worry about going to find another job.
Yeah.
I want them to be happy, because if they're happy, then the business is doing good.
That's right. If they're happy, your customers are happy.
Yes.
Because they're usually, the ones that are dealing with the bulk of the customer outside of beginning negotiation, pricing, and payment. Outside of that, there's this beautiful opportunity to create lifelong relationships. And what a great thing. Awesome, man. Sounds like the legacy is important to you both, and it sounds like you're headed in the right direction. All right, I got some fast, quick answers. You can both answer these, or you don't have to. You can pass, or whatever makes you comfortable. But let's get into them. You guys ready?
Yes.
Let's do it.
All right. What's the worst tool injury that you've ever had?
Concussion.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of which concussion.
He has gotten so many concussions.
I don't remember.
I don't know.
That's the problem.
I didn't use it, though. I didn't do any of them.
My cousin, Dakota, that works with me, he is the cause of most of my concussions. Anytime we're working together, I have hold on, wait, is everything clear of my head? Are we okay? Because either the worst one was it wasn't a tool, but it was vehicle related, pushing a truck chassis, steering column, shaft still attached. He turns the wheel. It comes around, hits me in the head. Done. And then the other one, he knocked a Volkswagen doghouse off of a shelf right on top of my head.
Did it split you?
No, but it took me to the ground.
I bet.
Made some weird noises.
Yeah, I'm one of those guys too. I take a lot of shots to the head for some reason. I don't really have an explanation for it. I swear I know how to put my hands up. I know how to guard myself. It's just when I'm in that moment, I forget that. Pow! Yeah. All right, Claudia, how about you? Worst tool injury?
I mean, I think only the hazard is from my hands that was from Metson, but other than that, I don't.
She's very cautious.
I'm very cautious.
She's not a goofy guy mechanic.
Okay, yeah. Well, I've busted all my fingers up. I've slipped off things, slammed my knuckles into the bottom of stuff. I got stitches everywhere. Yeah, I'm not that careful.
Yeah.
You'll feel the pain later. Just get it fixed.
Yeah, it's good that you are, though. It's good that you are.
Maybe they weren't injuries to me. I didn't see them as injuries. I was like, oh, okay. Not too bad. I'm covered in bruises, but I'm like, okay.
Most overrated VW of all time?
Super Beetles.
Super Beetles.
Yes.
All right.
Normal Volkswagen people don't really like Super Beetles, but the Super Beetle community, they think they're the greatest vehicles on the planet. I wish they were never invented.
All right.
They're not fun to work on.
You told us how you feel, and that's all right.
Right? As you see, all the Beetles on the background, you're like,
But there's not a Super Beetle in it either. No, wait, there's the yellow Super Beetle.
I've never had a Super Beetle. They've always all been standard.
Keep it that way.
Yeah, and I don't dislike them, but that's the first time
like working on them.
First time I've heard Super Beetle as most overrated.
I honestly, Volkswagens are supposed to be cheap, fun, beginners, disposable cars, but they're not anymore.
No, full blown.
5-10 years ago, they're dirt cheap.
Yeah.
Now they cost as much as a Camaro or a Mustang.
All right, so while we're on this yin to the yang, how about one car that you'd never touch again? You can't say Super Beetle.
Okay.
I'm just kidding, man. You can't.
Car that I'll never touch again. It's gonna have to be possibly another Formula V. Yes.
Well, first of all, you might not find one.
I hope not. Well, I know they're in Florida. They still have classes for them there. But a Formula V is not user-friendly to work on. To work on anything on that engine, you have to separate the chassis. And it's a nightmare. I don't want to do that again.
Okay. Claudia, I got one for you. The most badass woman in automotive history.
Jesse Combs, badass woman. Just, she went through so many injuries. She went through so many things and it never limited her. She kept going. And I've always said that I want to die doing what I love. And she went out doing what she loves. And and I know she had trailblazers before. But for me, she was my inspiration. So,
and she even broke her back doing some off-roading in a Jeep, I believe. And she healed, got back to working on cars and building hot rods. And she went out in a blaze of glory on salt flats, breaking records.
Yeah.
I've seen those old salt flats, speed runs.
Yes.
Yeah, I used to like watching them because
we have a 33 Ford that I'm wanting to build eventually into a salt flat car.
oh, cool. Big salt flat disc wheels.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, those are cool. What's on the playlist if you have a shop soundtrack? What type of music you guys listening to there?
On the mood of the shop, honestly. If you're trying to just get everything to flow and just kind of chill and then be calm, hippie sabotage. But if you're trying to get everybody pumped up, I'm an 80s kid and grew up listening to all the alternative rock. So Linkin Park, Korn, Limp Bizkit, even though so many people hate Limp Bizkit.
Hey man,
Still good.
Fred Durst is cool.
Yes.
Yeah, I like all that. I'm same as you. I'm a 80s kid too. I was born in 77, so
Okay.
yeah, I was right that age all through 80s and 90s, to that type of music to make a big impact on me. Hip hop was huge in my world too, especially.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we still have some of that in the shop. We even have a hip hop customer in the shop.
Cool. Who?
DJ Manny Fresh.
Right about now, you are listening to the incredible drum patterns of DJ Manny.
Oh, cool.
Fresh.
Subaru swapping his 58 Porsche replica.
Oh, sweet, dude.
Oh yeah. We have
Hey,
three
man,
other of his vehicles lined up to come into the shop soon.
I like Manny Fresh.
He's a great guy to work with too.
Yeah, that's cool, man. He's was quite the producer all through the Cash Money era.
Yes. Still is.
Yeah, man. That's so cool to even hear that name, Manny Fresh. That's awesome. Well, you have to play some Manny Fresh then when
I'm
all the
kind of
other
working on his
artists-
car. That's what's in my head. If no one else wants to listen to it, like fine, it's in my head. I'm listening to it.
All right, so guys, shout the shop out for me. Tell me how listeners can follow you guys. How can they support you? How can they visit NVT Rod and Custom?
So I hired on my friend. She's our marketing guru. She's helping me out. We have a website now live. So NVT Rod and Custom.com.
.com?
Yep. You can, I stayed up really late trying to work on it as well, this morning, but also Facebook, the verified one, because we're still trying to merge pages at NVT Rod and Custom. TikTok, Dakota, his cousin, makes really amazing videos. NVT Rods, Instagram, NVT Rods. Like, we're trying to have more exposure for the cars. And yeah, if anybody wants to sponsor the shop, add more bays.
We need at least 3 more bays now.
Sweet, man. I'm happy to hear this. You got customers like Manny Fresh. That's so cool.
Oh, yeah.
That's so cool. Yeah. I like this. So my sister is in a business in Denver, in Colorado, and she gets to run into some celebrities out every now and then as well. So every now and then I'll get a picture of somebody and be like, man, that's cool. I'm not a hater at all. I just think it's cool.
Yeah.
But I just kind of wish I was there sometimes,
Yeah, my favorite celebrity customer so far was the late Jason David Frank, the Green Power Ranger. We worked on his 2002 Porsche 911.
Wow.
It was
Cool.
fun working with him and with that car.
I bet. If somebody listening to this episode is maybe thinking about starting their own shop, what would be your 60 seconds of advice that you would give a couple, whether it's, a new relationship, an old relationship, somebody that's retired or somebody that's young that might be thinking about, I'd love to have my own custom shop one day. Justin, just like you had that dream one day. Give me your 60 seconds of advice to that person.
The first thing that comes to mind is, what's the Henry Ford saying?
Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. I tell that to my apprentices because that's what they like to say. One of them likes to say, I don't know how to do that. Okay, but can you figure it out? Like, if you have the mentality of like, I can figure it out, like, I can do it, I'm going to do it, then you're going to do it. So,
And it's going to be tough. You're going to have to risk it all. But if you're good at what you do and you have a passion for it, it'll work out. But you're going to have to take some scary risks to do this. You're going to have to risk it all and gamble it all. But it is well worth the risk. I couldn't go back any other way. I see no other way of life now.
Good. I love when that happens too. I love when owners of businesses get a level of success around them where they can start to focus on the things that they want to do instead of the things that they have to do. I feel like, I've even had somebody recently on the podcast that made a comment that I thought was true. And it was about how, work is just work when it's work. When you're working in your passion and all of that, it's not. You can't even consider it work. It's just the day. But no, cool, man. Any final thoughts from you guys for the Volkswagen community?
Don't buy Super Beetles. At least not the curved windshield Super Beetles, the 73 or 74, I believe. Too difficult to work on. The wiring harnesses are nightmares. But most people will get rid of them because they say they're too rusty. They're not too rusty. You can buy every panel you need for a Volkswagen.
Yep.
Don't scrap it. Fix it. It is fixable. And parts for Volkswagens are very cheap and affordable for the most part.
Don't scrap it, fix it. That was my takeaway.
Yes.
I like that. That was my takeaway. Claudia, how about you?
No, for me, it's figure it out, try it, and keep trying, and don't give up. And you have to be resourceful. What works for one person is not going to work for another, and that's okay because everyone brings different ideas, different skill set to it.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, is don't give up. Keep trying. And if you can help others along the way, if you can empower others, that's only gonna come back to you in other ways. So for me, it's empowering other women. It's showcasing that, hey, even though we're very few, the few that are there have such an impact. So
there's a lot of women in the Volkswagen community. A lot of my customers are women, Volkswagen owners.
Yeah.
And it's almost close to 50-50. So there's a lot of women out there that are sometimes even afraid to work on their own stuff. Man, try it. Like she's saying, just try it. If you can't fix it, bring it to us. We'll help you out.
I'm going to agree with you with that woman's statement, Justin, because I'd say it's probably 50-50 here, as well. It's pretty accurate. Lots of women in the Volkswagen community. Something cool about what I noticed with you guys is something that I see a lot in the trades as well. When a woman is an HVAC technician and is running calls and coming to your house, there's this level of confidence and trust that is immediately deployed with that person that a regular young, stud technician that's a male won't see that kind of
You're going to question him.
Yeah. So I see in the trades, it's very similar to the Volkswagen community where, women are almost kind of celebrated when they're a part of it in trades. And I kind of notice that with the Volkswagen community as well. And that's a wrap for this episode of DubLife Diaries. Thanks for riding along with us and diving into these incredible stories of the people in the dubs that drive their dreams. If you love today's episode, don't forget to subscribe or hit that follow button so you never miss an adventure. Do you have a story to tell or know somebody else who's living the dub life? Awesome! Reach out to us. You can find us on all socials at DubLife Diaries or shoot me an email. I'm not hard to find. DubLifeDiaries@gmail.com. Until next time, keep the engines humming and the wheels turning and always follow the road that inspires you. This is Joe Person. I'm signing off. I'll catch you on the next ride.